The United States Supreme Court heard arguments this week that could affect how the government regulates businesses. It has to do with rules requiring those businesses to pay huge fees to cover the regulators. Shannon Bream has the story.
If we were suing another citizen, we'd have a fair hearing, but if we're suing the government wins, and that's very frustrating.
While today's companion cases dealt with fishermen fighting back against a regulation that could force them to pay for federal monitors to ride along on their vessels, the impact could be much broader. There are more than 170,000 pages of federal regulations that touch on nearly every facet of daily life in the U.S. So who gets to decide what they actually mean? According to a 1984 Supreme Court decision, federal agencies get plenty of leeway, known as Chevron deference. But that could be about to change. And several justices on the left of the bench say they worry about what will happen if that's the case.
And my concern is that if we take away something like Chevron, the court will then suddenly become a policy maker by majority rule or not, making policy determinations.
Justice Kagan was among those who questioned why Americans wouldn't want agencies staffed by experts to make the final call on relevant regulations, rather than federal judges who may have no specific expertise in a given field. But many of the conservative justices expressed concern that simply giving federal agencies staffed by unelected bureaucrats so much authority essentially undercuts the role of the judiciary.
Is the judge persuaded at the end of the day, with proper deference given to a co-equal branch of government, or does the judge abdicate that responsibility and say automatically whatever the agency says wins?
The justices will take their first secret vote on this case behind closed doors on Friday. Could be months before we know what they decide. In the meantime, they are also getting set to consider whether or not states can kick the former president, now running for president, off the ballots. In Washington, Shannon Bream, Fox News.